Yeah, see. Come on, come on. Come on, like, just come around. Keep my hand.
Right, and there's also a plan around what kind of small incentive, so we don't need to publicly announce that, but there's a plan around that. But the issue is that we want to be sure that we're dealing with the right people. If you let us know who this young person is and we can identify him as one of the people that were on site. Okay. So that's the psychosocial treatment I'm talking about. And from there we can pick up his case. And some of them, we're also helping out. And it must there also know the people that are going to IDA to pick up their corpse, they also have an option because the government have also provided the costs for burial costs for them. We've ensured that we can pick. There's a sum of money that have been made available to be given to the family that so wish, because some might opt out of it, that so wish, just to support, the burial arrangement extensively, and also people that were in the hospital too. They're also given support so that they can settle back at home, without needing to have the challenge of how do we eat, at least not for the next couple of days. So that are things that we're doing behind the scene, to be able to give succor, and to give some additional, support for the very unfortunate. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Thank you.
Now we have recovered 38 bodies, and as you know, we have 9 survivors, and some bodies are ready for identification. So people can go to ID Asiaba as from 4 p.m. to identify the bodies of their loved ones. For bodies that may be very difficult to identify, we are going to be conducting a DNA test for them, for such bodies to be identified. And I would like to let you know that the operation continues. Yesterday, Mr. Governor, Mr. Sanwo-Olu said one of the patients at the General Hospital was taken to Lasso for tests and all that. The patient has been brought back to the hospital, and he is said to be doing well. And all the patients who are there, they are doing well. So as of now, that is the update that we have for you. Nothing more. But if you have any question, you may ask.
After the signing of the instrument, the Honorable Attorney General will administer the oath on members of the panel.
To complete the process of inaugurating the panel, as required by the law, the panel members will now have to take the oath of office, which will be conducted by Mrs. Abiola Adenika of the Director of the Ministry of Justice.
Good morning, everybody. Please stand up. Please hold your Bibles, the Quran, and then the oath of office and the oath of secrecy. So you repeat after me. You say your name and then I. I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will not discriminate on the basis of religion, tribe, cult or status, or practice any form of partiality in the performance of my official duties. I will all
set up a high-powered commission of inquiry. It's a strong professional investigative panel that are consisting of everybody from outside of government, and I'll roll out the names of the members. It's a 5-member with 1 secretary that's also external, and they've been given in a clear terms of reference. Right, later today, I will be meeting with some of them, and we'll identify where they're going to work from, and we're going to give them a 30-day assignment for them to wrap up and tell us, indeed, professionally, what had gone wrong there, and who are the culprits and what do we need to do. So if you permit me, I will roll out the names of members of that panel of inquiry. Is that the right one? Right. I have Town Planner Tayo Ayinde, the chair. He's the current president of the Nigerian Institute of Town Planners of Nigeria. I have Dr. Akintilo Idris Adeleke. He's one of the foremost structural engineers in the country. He's the best in class as a structural engineer. I have Architect Yinka Ogundairo. He's a partner with one of the leading architectural firms in the country. They have done several developments like this. I have builder Godfrey O. Godfrey. He's also been identified as one of the foremost builders in the country, and was recommended by the Nigerian Institute of Builders. And I have Mrs. Bumi Ibrahim. She's a lawyer, and she's also a property player who understands and knows from a legal perspective what should be the remit, of government and also a developer of this magnitude. To be the secretary of this panel is a gentleman called Mr. Ekundayo Onojobi, who is also a lawyer and works with a private law firm. I decided not to mention their individual companies, so that we can preserve the identity of their companies, but they have all been highly recommended to us as people of impeccable integrity and professionals in their own right. And you can see the mix of the profession there. There's a town planner, there's a structural engineer, there's an architect, there's a builder, and there are 2 lawyers. One is a secretary and one sits as member of the panel. I'll be signing an executive order and another 1 hour to give legal backing to their composition so that they can start work immediately and turn out a report not later than 30 days. So that's for that. The other thing that we have, that we've also set up here, is we've set up, a very strong, empathy-driven medical base. Unfortunately, what we've seen in the last 48 hours is that we do not have the manifest of everybody that was on site, which is what's called now, which is against the law. On a daily basis, we are meant to have a manifest of everybody that's working in the construction. So there is no manifest, right? And unfortunately, too, it's also been very difficult for us to identify or for anybody to come forward as maybe a project manager or a staff of the developer and the contractor. So we've also been working without having full information as to what is the modus operandi of the company. So that's why we do not know what numbers we're dealing with, or what the mix are, and what work they're doing there. So it's still completely in dark. We don't know. But what we do know as we speak now is that we've been able to rescue 9 individuals. Right, 6 of them are still in the hospital at the General Hospital in Lagos. So we have all their names, their telephone number, their pictures. We have everything, and 3 that have been discharged for minor injuries. Right, and so that's what we have today. But unfortunately, we have 21 confirmed mortality meaning that people that have been taken out from. Thank you so much.
Morning, we took out 2 people, and they are doing well in the hospital right now. Took them alive out this morning. So totally, we've taken out 9 people. They are in the general hospital. Some people have even been discharged, about 2 or so. But we've also sadly taken out 10 dead bodies. So, it's like I said, as you can see, that's why the number of people here, a lot of them, I don't know what they are doing. This is a search and rescue operation. So sometimes we need to even be quiet so that we can hear voices. So that's why we are shouting, please keep quiet, keep quiet. That's why we don't want too many people here if they don't have any responsibility here. Okay, so that's the situation right now. The operation, as you can see, is ongoing. The operation is ongoing. We are hopeful we still get out some people. Because we are not leaving until we are able to be accountable for everyone in the building. Thank you, God.